There is no stereotype way of discovering your purpose because it's dynamic. God is a dynamic God. He has 1001 ways to communicate to you what were on his mind when he created you. But the first thing that needs to be put first is you knowing your God, which is the God knowledge. God knowledge. God knowledge. You knowing your God. You knowing your God. If you would want to know the purpose of a thing, I know you wouldn't be fool enough to go and hack that thing. You will consult the manufacturer's manual. So in the same way, if you want to discover God's purpose for your life, you first of all contact your creator. You first of all know your creator, the manufacturer, he that created you in the first place. He that created you and put that kind of nose, whether it is big or small, God put it there because he knew that is what you need to fulfill your purpose. Whether your hair is big, it's like rabbit, who cares? God put it there because God knew that that's what you need to fulfill your purpose. Whether you are short or you are tall, God created you the way that you are to fulfill your purpose. So the first thing, the first pointer to your purpose is you having a personal relationship with your creator. You knowing your God. But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploit. When you know your God, you will be strong and you are going to do exploit. So when you know your God will make hero out of you. You know, you will be turned from zero and you will become what? You will become hero. So you've got to discover God's purpose for your life. And the first thing that you need to do is to know your God. You've got to know your God. I, as a person, I knew my God 10 years ago. And since then, I've been strong and doing exploit because I never stopped seeking to understand him more. You know, I was a case, just like I shared before, I was a real case. Before I got born again, my identity was lost and my joy stolen. You know, I was actually miserable. I was miserable. I was moving from one disappointment to the other. Failing became a part of me. Low self-esteem setting. I was almost arriving at a conclusion that failure is who I am before I powerfully encountered the manufacturer, he that created me in the first place. You know, I told him all what he already knew about me, and he, seeing my sincerity and out of mercy, pardoned all my wrongdoings. He restored my identity, and instantly things changed. I knew almost immediately that success is who I am, and success begins to characterize everything happening to me and in me. So I knew there and then that I must teach people the principles having absolute success through purpose discovery. And that was how Fuels for Success was born. You know, I knew my purpose the very first moment that I encountered my creator. You know, he revealed unto me the central purpose of my life. And along the line, God began revealing unto me one after the other what I am born to do. And food from your mouth is one of the pointers to your purpose. No, passion is what that keeps you going when all else fails. Passion is what that makes you to continue after several failures and disappointments. So don't be deceived. That is a pointer to what you can do. That particular thing that you are doing and you fail the first time, the second time, until the 10th time, and you are still rising up again and you say you are not going to give up. That is a pointer to what you are called to do. Now the question is, what do you have passion for? What do you have passion for? So take note. It is a pointer to your purpose. During my final year, I determined that's in the university, Federal University of Technology to be precise. So during that time, I determined that I don't want to use my money for printing and binding of my project. I devised a plan that I would take project from my coursemate And then I have no printer or binding machine whatsoever. So I liaised with the computer center and I used my negotiating power to have a nice cut on the prices. I collected up to like 10 projects. And while I was working on it from morning to evening, there was a day that I had forgotten that I have not eaten. It was my friend that caught my attention that I have not eaten. And I wasn't hungry. That is what we call passion. That is what we call passion. I have passion for business. I love the game of multiplying money. I love to see money increase from 1 naira to 1 naira 50 kobo. 50 kobo increase means a lot to me. So I need no fortune teller to tell me what my purpose is. Business. So I love business. I love the game of multiplying money. So if you have the same passion, I'm telling you, that is a pointer to your purpose. So what you just need to do, rise up and do something. You can start small. You need not to have everything before you start. The most important thing is you just have to start where you are with what you have. And I have another example of John C. Maxwell. He exemplifies what I can call passion. He was a pastor of a church with few members, and yet as at that time he was carrying himself like a pastor of 3,000 members. One day he said he's not going to preach, that today I'm not preaching until the congregation is 300. It is Bible, and he went out recruiting people for his service. He comes back and takes head count. He would go back and seek for more, and when the count was 299, he threw it to the congregation that he would go to seek for members no more. That anybody that is interested in taking the glory for the service of the day, the first time that they have 300 members, should go out. You can imagine people, the troopers, in search of people, and at the end of the day they were able to get somebody, and the congregation numbers 300. Then he preaches. That is what we call passion. What is that thing you have passion for? See, don't be a preacher dying as a businessman. Don't be a singer dying as a painter. Talents, your gifts, and your potentials. God blessed every person with unique talent and gifts. You have your own talent. That's why you need not to feel inferior whatsoever. You have a talent, a gift, a potential that is unique unto you. So what you just need to do is discover your own talent, instead of looking at other people's talent, looking at their gifts, looking at their potentials, and saying, God, why you are partial? Why do you bless this guy so much and me? No, you are the one envying other people's thing, whereas you left your own gifts, your talent dormant on your inside. You've got potential, you've got talent, you've got gifts. Discover it. So God created you unique. There was a man, we call him the Snuzzle Man. The Snuzzle Man, and his name is Jimmy Durante. He was born with an extremely big nose, and when he was asked how he managed to accept his larger than life nose, here is what he said. He said all of us have snuzzles, and he meant that we all have peculiarities. If our snuzzles is not on our face, it is somewhere else. It may be in your mind. If what that makes you different from other people is not on your face, like Jimmy Durante who has a big nose, then it is somewhere else. Is it that it's on your mind or in any way in your personality? What this guy did is he makes use of his nozzles and use it to bless life as a comedian. Discover your talent, your gifts, your potentials. They are there on your inside. God do not create you empty. You are not empty. You are here on the earth fully loaded with potential, with talent. It is what you can do joyfully for zero payment. What you can do, that you love to do this so much that you can even do it for free without being paid. The prince of preachers, Charles Spurgeon. Charles Spurgeon was a great orator. He knew what he was called to do, that is preaching and winning souls, and he did that without thinking of money or compensation. He had passion. He had passion for the work of God and was never satisfied with the number of souls he had won. He's always looking for more. He was invited to lecture at a university where all of his expenses, that of his wives, that of his secretary, all of them would be covered. And in addition, he would receive $1,000 per lecture over a 50-day period. However, he turned down the offer. He turned down the offer, suggesting that instead of taking their $50,000, which equals like 15 million naira in our day, he said he would stay in London and attempt to win 50 souls for Jesus Christ. He left 15 million naira just to win 50 souls. So you've got to look down deep on your inside. What is that thing that you can do for people freely without being paid? I'm telling you, start doing it. Follow it. Be focused. Follow it with the whole of your heart. Follow it with the whole of your mind. Follow it as if your life depends on it.